Hi everyone and welcome back. Settle in with me as we are looking at 2 Corinthians chapter 8 verse 17 through 24. One thing that stands out in this passage is how careful Paul was when it came to handling money. Paul was very particular about using every single safeguard possible to maintain integrity when collecting and carrying money. He understood that even if a person is honest, it is still important to avoid any appearance of wrongdoing. And that is why he did not send Titus alone. Paul sent another trusted person along with Titus. And this man had been appointed by the church itself to travel with them and help collect the offering from the Corinthian church. By traveling together, there would be accountability. There would be no room for suspicion. The churches could trust that the money was being handled properly and honestly. Paul wanted everything to be done in a way that honored God and protected the reputation of the ministry. When we think about this today, we can see how important that principle still is. In our modern day, we have seen many financial scandals exposed in churches and ministries. And sadly, these situations have caused both believers and unbelievers to distrust churches when it comes to handling money. And because of that, it is important for church leadership to be open and honest about how church finances are spent and used. And we should never have a careless attitude when it comes to God's money. Instead, we must live according to the highest standards of financial responsibility and financial integrity. People should be able to trust that money given for the work of God is being used wisely and honestly. As we continue reading through this section of scripture, we also find some helpful principles for raising funds honorably. And these principles are found throughout 2 Corinthians 8 verse 4 through 9 verse 7. And the first principle is this: be dedicated to God. Giving is not primarily about money. It is first about our relationship with God. When our hearts belong to Him, our giving will reflect that. Second, provide clear information. People should know what is happening, and there should be openness and transparency about it. Thirdly, be clear about the purpose and the goal. If funds are being collected for a specific need or ministry, people should understand exactly what that need is and what the goal is. Fourth, give cheerfully. God does not want people to give out of pressure or guilt. He loves a cheerful giver. And fifth, be honest. Honesty should guide every part of the process, from collecting money to using the money. Sixth, be willing to be held accountable. Paul welcomed accountability. He did not avoid it. In fact, he put safeguards in place to make sure that accountability actually existed. Seventh, be generous, giving us an opportunity to participate in God's work and to bless others. Eighth, assign a trusted person to keep things moving. Paul chose trustworthy people like Titus to manage the offering. Good stewardship often involves faithful people working together. Ninth, trust God to provide. Ultimately, God is the one who supplies every need. And we do our part faithfully, but we trust Him for the results. And finally, the 10th principle: let people give as they want. Giving should come from a willing heart. It should never be forced or manipulated. As we look at Paul's example, we see a man who cared deeply about honoring God, protecting the church, and maintaining a good testimony before others. His example reminds us that integrity matters. Whether we are handling a large amount of money or a small amount, whether we are leaders in a church or simply managing our own finances, we should strive to be honest, trustworthy, accountable, and responsible with our finances. May we be people who handle God's resources in a way that brings honor to Him. Thank you so much for watching today. God willing, I'll see you in the next one. And until then, examine your own attitude towards stewardship, generosity, and integrity. Ask God to help you to be faithful with whatever He has entrusted you. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And remember, you are deeply loved, appreciated, and never alone. Have a blessed day. Shalom. Shalom.